Yeah. So good, popping, cracking, percolating was really good news, man. Theo brother, and yeah, I'm doing this because I left early. I felt bad for leaving early and everything like that. Probably would have got this out then, but I did not. So I'm here now. I did not want to do that, so had to handle some business. Being a husband have to come first, so had to go handle some husband responsibilities. But this video probably been sitting on my chest, my heart for a minute now. I hope it does what I'm hoping it's supposed to do. But I've seen some stuff go on. What's going on, Kamoya? What's going on? Nico Bean, what's going on? Yeah, I'm getting it in, getting it in, getting it in, getting it in. I'm hoping this helps. I'm hoping this helps. I'm hoping it bridges gaps. I hope it gives some understanding, if you will, some enlightenment. So 56 years, let me knock on wood, being the God's green earth, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. If we believe in alternate universes, I can tell you it's quite a few universes. Theo not there. I can tell you it's quite a few universes. Theo not there if we believe in that type of thing. But in this universe, though, it's a lot. It's a lot to being a black man in America. And I'm not saying that to complain. I'm just stating the fact. I'm not saying that nobody else has it hard, but you grow up, you come into the world. Yeah, you got a daddy, but you ain't got no father. And your mother can't really take care of you. So what do you do? What do you do? Right off the rip, you go live with your grandparents, her parents, and you go from New York to Southwest Georgia in the 70s. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then you move to Atlanta because your aunt is now on her feet. And that time frame you in Atlanta, you got the child murders going on in Atlanta. You living in Atlanta. You like, wait, what? Hold, whoa. We snatching kids off the street? I'm not the only black child that's experienced that. That's confusing for a black boy. Right off the rip, you don't really have a male in your life at all. My aunt was the man, but that ain't how that's supposed to be. And I ain't the only young male that went through that. That's confusing. And then you go live with your mother. You're blessed enough to go do that. And you don't even have that long time because she's gone 4 years after that. I ain't the only black child that had experienced a parent leaving too early. Like, that ain't what that should be. It ain't. But you sit there and you think about it. No, the father ain't there. The mother gone. This is a young adolescent we talking about. You send him to go stay with his grandparents. And yeah, there's a value system that's there, but they're in their late 50s, early 60s, and he's a teenager. Who taught him how to throw a football? Who taught him how to throw a baseball? Who taught him how to shoot a basketball? His grandfather did not play sports. He was not physically active. He was more along the lines of politics, news, if you will. That's what his grandfather was. Well, that's fine. That's all fine, well, and dandy, but that's a young man that needs development. And there's a generation gap between him and his grandfather, like you would not believe. So a lot of the beliefs, ideals that he's going to come and embrace is coming from his grandfather's generation. It's not coming from his dad's generation. That's crazy. It's also confusing because he don't fit in. You coming from up north, Bronx, New York, and you get teased for having a southern accent when you get there. Then when you've been up there long enough, you move back down south, and now you're getting teased for having a northern accent. Oh, and there's this other thing. While you were in New York, everybody was everybody. Everybody was everybody. Everybody played. Everybody hung out. Everybody was everybody. Played the video games. Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Asteroids. We played it. Everybody was everybody. It ain't like that down south. Not during that time frame. And we're talking early 80s. Early 80s. We've already seen Alex Haley's roots by then. We have. So we're aware of certain things. But the first person to call me a nigga wasn't a white person. They did do it though. They did. They did it. But the first person to call, that's shocking in and of itself, because I was never taught to embrace that word. Never. I was never taught to embrace that word. Never. 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 Yet here we are in Georgia. And Gerald, that's no, I need to understand that Gerald is not the only thing I'm gonna wind up answering to. No, I'm expected to answer to nigga. Yo, nigga, what's up, nigga? You hear me talking to you, nigga? And that's coming from me as a kid, because I'm still a teenager. When did this become the word? Because last I saw from Alex Haley, roots, we're not supposed to be doing this. But that's what we do. No, I don't. And the other thing that I had to get used to, white folks not necessarily talking to you. I didn't understand that, because I had white classmates in Atlanta, Georgia, got along just fine, played together, hung out together, ate together. Go to New York, everybody. I get to South Georgia, no. I'm confused because I was raised in a church. 10 Commandments. Y'all you got it? Well, I ain't thinking my Bible is any different from Jose's Bible. And I'm not thinking my Bible is any different than Tim's Bible. I'm thinking we all got the same Bible. I'm thinking we all being taught the same value system. Well, honor thy mother and father, love thy neighbor. Oh, Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not. I'm thinking that's what we all being taught the same thing, but that's not what that is. You know, they say Sunday is the most segregated day in America. They say in God we trust. I thought we was all praying. If you a Christian, I thought every Christian was praying to the same God. Evidently not. And that hit me early. I had a football coach that didn't even speak to me in the street. We was just at football practice. You if I missed a block, you knew my name. How is it we walking on the same sidewalk and you drop your head down to not talk, to not speak, to not greet one of your football players, a kid? Wow. Confusing times. You start to become influenced by stuff like that. You start to develop a disdain. You find yourself giving in. You find yourself looking into the abyss and it looking back. You start to embrace certain things that you know damn good and well you shouldn't be embracing, like calling your fellow brother and sister out their name. I had an older classmate check me in. Don't call me that. And his reason was sound. If I let you call me that, they'll hear it and think it's okay for them to call me that. And since I'm not that, and they better not ever call me that, you can't call me that. That made sense. That made sense. Now, I won't tell you his name, but what I will tell you, he's the first black quarterback to start for the University of Georgia. Those words, he don't know how much. What's going on? What's going on? What's up? The title had me double checking my clock. It should be called Late Night in Wakanda. I might go back and change it. I probably will go back and change it. But then I got to make a new thumbnail. I'll go back and change it. But he said that to me. I was in the 10th grade when he said it. But those words still have weight to this day. Now, that was me using the N word towards my own. I didn't. He just confirmed it. I looked up to him, so it is what it is. But my grandfather, sensing me starting to embrace a certain mentality, he pulled me off to the side one day. He said, "Son, let me tell you something. Not every black man is your friend, and not every white man is your enemy. Not every black man is your friend, and not every white man is your enemy." He's absolutely right. And you know it too. The eye test, the life test, your own personal experiences. More often than not, the person that then effed you over, screwed you over, betrayed you, hurt your feelings is somebody who looked just like you. That's why I be looking at folks. I'm like, who you mad at? Well, they taking my jobs. Who the hell hiring them? Huh? Huh my ass. People say hunk in here. Who owns the company? You do. They don't own the damn company. So why are you mad at them for doing what you would do your damn self? Come over here and get a job. No, you should be mad at your boss for hiring them illegally. That's who you should be mad at. You should be mad at the landlord who gave them a place to stay illegally. That's who you should be mad at. You being mad at them, they did what your ancestors did. How the hell you mad at them? You need to be mad at the people that's not enforcing the laws. That's who you need to be mad at. That's who your problem is. That's who your problem is with. It ain't with them. Actually had that conversation. Young brother, light-skinned brother, white brother, if you will. And he was going into that narrative. I want to say this about 5-6 years ago. Got married since then. Beautiful child. Him and his wife have a beautiful child. And I think he was working construction. And because of the way he got mad. He said, man, nah, man, they done took some jobs from me. And I said, so you're saying illegal immigrants? Say, yeah, have come into America. Yes. And they've taken a job from you. He said, yeah. I said, where they stay at? Blanket spread. I don't know. They got to stay somewhere. And they're here illegally, so that shouldn't even be possible. I said, he just looked at me. No answer. I said, you say they taking jobs from you? Yeah. Is your boss white? He said, yeah. You're not mad at your boss? So to me, I never understood when people like they're taking jobs from us. So what you telling me is they are coming to your employer and holding your employer at gunpoint or threatening your employer's life if they don't get hired? Because that's the only way they can take a job now. I don't get that. I don't. What job they taking? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I drive. The jobs they got, I don't want. the jobs they got, I don't want. And then I don't even want to live. Have you? They make it do what it do. I wish we worked like that together because they don't mind coming together and growing funds together. I'm not mad at that at all. But who you mad? Somebody gave them a job. That's what that was. Somebody gave them a job. Now you might not like the fact that the person gave them the job because it's cheaper to hire them than hire you. But hey, that's an illegal crime. That's being redundant. That's a crime. Your boss can't hire an illegal immigrant. That's a crime. And your landlord can't give an illegal immigrant someplace to stay. That's a crime. Why you not mad at them folks? What when you call immigration, why you ain't calling the feds on top of that? Because somebody just committed a federal crime. Quite a few. But that's dealing with racism, though. That racism just never made sense to me because 9 times out of 10, the person that did something wrong to you, or at the very least, something you think didn't happen wrong to you, is somebody that looked like you. Somebody lied on you. 9 times out of 10, it's the person, somebody looked like you. somebody slept with your mate. 9 times out of 10, it's somebody look like you. Somebody stole from you. Well, look at your circle. Look at who you hang with. 9 times out of 10, that's where it happened. So I just never understood that, but that didn't mean racism. That didn't mean racism wasn't racism. And that didn't change when I joined the Marine Corps. I got told boot camp, yeah, we only got one color, green. But then we got the delineation between that. We got light green and dark green. I'd have been better off if you just said we were just one color, green. Oh, we got light green and dark green. Okay, still got that. We don't have orange green, brown green, red green, yellow green. Nope, just okay. But what make me dark? Would I be the dark green? Why? I got stationed in Memphis, Millington, Tennessee. Memphis. Elvis Presley. 87. I wanted to get stationed in Albany, Georgia. That's not what happened. I got stationed someplace they told me was the rednecks' last stronghold. As far as Marine Corps goes, that's what I was told. But my grandfather taught me that not every black man is your friend and not every white man is your enemy. I love the United States Marine Corps. I love it. I love what it taught me as a man. I love what it taught me as a person. There's a lot of confidence that came from joining the Marine Corps. I didn't know how to dance till I joined the Marine Corps. I knew how to move, but I didn't know how to dance. Somebody told me when I went to legal specialist school, no, Corporal Butler, you know how to dance. You just too busy worried about your dance moves. Hit this. And when they said hit this, that was my first drink. Oh, wow. That's what we're doing. You don't care nothing about no dance moves. When you feeling it, you gonna get out there and bust a move. But you figure you what, 19 years old, you still impressionable. The redneck's last stronghold. I should have paid attention to that more so than what I did. This is going to be therapeutic for me. I'm supposed to be seeing a therapist about this. I have trust issues. And some of y'all going to probably say, well, you should have trust issues, Theo. I believe everybody should be judged on the content of their character. I do have trust issues, though. See, I can't speak for everybody else. But I do remember that night in the E Club, I was walking with two of my friends. We were in plain clothes. Two sailors walked up. We were all about the same age. I want to say he had brown eyes, brunette, hair combed back. had on his Popeye the Sailor Man outfit, you know, the white one with the bell bottoms. He said, "You fucking nigger, I hate your fucking guts." He said that to me in the E Club Saturday night. "You fucking nigger, I hate your fucking guts." Wait, what? Oh, wait, Lord Jesus. I'm permanent personnel. I'm permanent personnel. I'm hanging out, two other Marines. They students. It's an airman school. I'm a legal specialist. I'm permanent personnel. They not. They students. I'm a Lance Corporal. We all Lance Corporals. I look at them, they look at me. I look at them, they look at me. They look at me, I look at them. We look at the dudes. It ain't the two of them. I had never been called that in my entire life. The first time it went down, it was a Saturday night. It's 1987 because I got married in 1988. It's 1987. We're at the E Club. With Theo. Did you beat his ass? Nope, I didn't. I stood there and I looked because I everything ran down the list because I'm a legal specialist. I'm a legal specialist. I know the Uniform Code of Military Justice. At the very least, I'm learning it. I know what this is. I I know what this is. I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen to me. I'm permanent personnel. I know what's gonna happen to them. They students because they got this whole thing about fraternization. I.e., I ain't really supposed to be kicking it with them like that. No way. I know what's gonna happen, and I'm sitting there checking off the list. Yep, 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 yep. 3 black Marines, 2 white sailors. Time stood still because I would love to tell you that all that happened in a matter of minutes. No, I'm sitting up there processing all this in a matter of microseconds, picoseconds, if you will. Enough time for his friend to say, please. Yeah, his friend said, please, please don't. His parents were just involved in an accident. Please don't, please don't. Okay, okay, all right. His parents were, his parents were involved in an accident. I don't know what this has to do with me because when my mom passed away from tubular pregnancy, it was 2 white paramedics that said she was absolutely fine. We called them because she was complaining about stomach abdominal pains. They said she was fine. My mother bled out 2 hours later. The same 2 paramedics who told me she was absolutely fine were there to tell me she was gone. I'm probably not the only black child that went through that. I'm probably not the only black man, young male that went through that. But I can tell you it's traumatic. That that sets up the rest of your life for abandonment issues. It does. That sets up the rest of your life to not trust a certain demographic. Because if they're not gonna get it right with your mother, who else they gonna get it wrong with? If your mother can leave early What's to stop somebody else from leaving early? Question answered. My grandfather died 2 years later. That was the man who raised me as his son. No, it wasn't good enough for me to be his grandson. No, no. Him and my grandmother went and legally adopted me. I don't believe I'm the only, I'm probably one of few that can say that, but my grandparents actually adopted me. That makes me their son. It's weird. Makes my, think about that for a second. Recast T'Challa. You see how gross that is? Right. You see what they be talking about, TJ and everything like that? That's it's gross. 2 years after that incident, my grandfather passed. That's a racist incident. I would love to tell you it was the last one, but it wasn't. I would love to tell you that that was that one that bothered me the most, but it wasn't. No, 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 no. If you've been in the Marine Corps, in the military period, you know something about fitness reports, pro and cons, proficiency conduct report. When you know the Uniform Code of Military Justice, you know what scores can be given out and you know what scores cannot be given out. You know what scores can be given out and you know the reason the scores can be given out. I got 2929. 2929. Now, the highest score you could get is a 4.0. I got 2929. Those are reduction pros and cons. That's what you give somebody who got reduced at either office hours or court martial. Off the rip. Forget anything else they did. If they just went through that, it's 2929. You can go lower, but it's 2929. And that's what my staff non-commissioned officer chose to give me. 2929. And I complained. Written wise. Say take it up the chain, right? Well, my staff NCO gunnery sergeant was white. My staff NCO admin chief was white. The admin officer was black, young, fresh out of officer candidate school. The sergeant major, and this is why I tell people, go back and look at Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's no way in hell Lamar Hoskins as an E9 is conducting himself like that with John. No, John ain't telling him a damn thing. The sergeant major, that was over the captain, but that's what it was, over the captain. The sergeant major, over the squadron. White, old white dude too. Old white dude, shaped almost like a potato, if you will, still within uniform regs and everything. Had that old flat top that was where you could see they scalp right there. Him, grizzle, grizzle, grizzle. Well, you know the captain wasn't telling him a damn thing. You know how many years Sergeant Major been in? Sergeant Major, one of them good old boys. Sergeant Major, one of them good old boys where we could walk down the hallway and I could say, "Good morning, Sergeant Major." He wouldn't say a word. "Good afternoon, Sergeant Major." Wouldn't say a word. "Good evening, Sergeant Major." Wouldn't utter a word. I thought that was odd because me being raised down south, when you speak to somebody, or when you expect them to speak back, and when somebody speak to you, you're supposed to speak back. Like I was just taught manners, just what that is, just manners. Well, the sergeant major being who he is, and the master sergeant being who he is, they know pros and cons just like I do. They both signed off on it. You know it's not right. It's not right. Like, it's not right. It's not in the legal admin manual. It's not in the admin manual. Matter of fact, the admin manual tells you specifically what 2929 is. And here you have 3 staff NCOs that's going to sign off on it. That's my Marine Corps career we're talking about. I was a corporal. That's E4. Sergeant, the captain, I'm sorry, the captain ain't have no sway. He fresh out of OCS school and he black. They took me to office hours. I couldn't have any witnesses. They didn't want anybody to speak for my character at office hours. If you're in the Navy, you call it a what? Captain's mass or something like that. Article 12. I couldn't have any witnesses. I'm one of those black people that's been hurt by white people, traumatized, if you will, because they was gonna get me. They were. They were confident. The commanding officer was going on leave, so that left the ex officer, the executive officer, as the commanding officer. Cool dude, white. So was the commanding officer. And so I did what I had a right to do. I said, because they wanted me bad, because I stood up to the machine. How dare me tell them that they were wrong? You were. The hell? One of the other charges that they trumped up on me was disrespect through deportment. Do y'all know what deportment is? Do y'all know what that means? I had to look it up. When I tell you what deportment means, you could be like, damn, Theo, they wanted you. Yes, the hell they did. They're standing in a threatening manner. Do you know how open to interpretation that is? Someone was standing in a threatening manner. That's what the gunnery sergeant typed up. That's what Master Sergeant Belknap signed off on. That's what the sergeant major signed off on. Y'all wanted your boy bad. Corporal Butler requests permission to speak to the commanding officer in private. Can't trump that one. Clear the room. It's just me and the commanding officer, one-on-one. See, here was the thing that those men did not take into consideration. I love my grandfather. I loved, love my grandfather. The man who took me in, raised me as his own, and made it official. I love that man. And as I said to the acting commanding officer that day, disrespecting anybody his age would be no differently than me disrespecting him. See, when you have respect for elders, your elders, those in your family, well, that more often than not extends to other elders because your elders have told you to respect, taught you to respect older people. That's what that is. They didn't put an age on it. They didn't put a race on it. They didn't put a gender on it. No, because what they tell you. You want somebody out here talking to your grandmama like that? Yeah, no, no, I don't. No, I don't. You want somebody out here talking to your granddaddy like that? No, 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 I don't. Well, don't talk to nobody. Yeah, okay, all right. That's what that is. They did not like the outcome. Boy, they was mad. Ooh, they was mad. Boy, listen, hey, I ain't seen that many people mad since the Rodney King verdict. I'm sorry, since the O.J. Simpson verdict. I ain't seen that many people mad since boy. When I say they was mad, oh my God, they was mad. Boy, they was mad. Boy, look, call me in the sergeant major's office, and you know how I told you before, the sergeant major did not talk. Remember I told you we could be in the hallway? Oh man, he got everything off his chest that day. The sergeant major got everything off his chest that day. The master sergeant got everything off his chest that day. The gunnery sergeant got everything off his chest. And you know what? I'm standing there saying to myself, boy, y'all better be glad I'm in uniform. Boy, y'all better be glad I'm in the Marine Corps. Y'all better be glad I'm in the military. Because there's no way in hell either one of y'all would talk to me like that if we was outside dolo solo. I know damn good and well you wouldn't have the courage to fix your mouth to talk to a scrapping young buck like myself. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. What you would do is what the sergeant major been doing. Walk your happy ass down this damn hallway and not say nothing. Because you know I would knock your ass out. I couldn't say nothing. I got cussed out, called everything but a child of God by three men, one of whom who did not even have enough respect to me to even speak to me in the hallway. I got called everything but a child of God, and I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't stand in a threatening manner. Now, you know who was standing in a threatening manner? A staff sergeant, I'm sorry, a gunnery sergeant, a master gunnery sergeant, and a sergeant major. And they all felt enabled because of them effing stripes on their damn uniform. They were cowards. They say you're supposed to forgive and forget. I never forgave, I never forgot. And if I knew where each and every last one of them were buried at, I spit on their grave. Because you don't treat somebody like that. For what reason? Race, a damn skin color, pigmentation. You do to somebody what you wouldn't want somebody doing to your child. That's in my service record book. I'm not proud of that. I can't do anything about it. I couldn't do anything about it when the master sergeant finally retired. and a staff sergeant came in and took his job and told me I wasn't shit. Looked at my service record book. Told me he wished it would have been him. Oh, and the captain, Captain Sims, he just looked at me and shook his head. The brother, the one who was supposed to look out. I'm a young Marine. I'm a young black male in America. I took an oath to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's the oath that I took. I'm proud of that oath. I never put it down. But I'm one of those black veterans that can say he got treated unfairly. Okay, who balances the books? It still hurt. You can tell. I'm still bothered by it. Why? Because I got judged by that. For the rest of my career, I got judged by that. It sat right there in my service record book. It still sits right there in my service record book. With Theo, you say they got mad. What does that mean? Well, that means nothing happened. They suspended everything. Found me guilty. Said I had to do 60 days. I got a reduction in rank, forfeiture of $250 a month for 2 months, and 30 days restriction for 2 months. With Theo, you said nothing happened. That's because the CO suspended everything for 2 months. That's what they were mad about. He suspended everything for 2. All I had to do was go 60 days without getting in trouble, and everything was vacated. But it still sits in my service record book. They don't take that out. That's a blemish. So much so to the point where the commanding officer, when he did come back from leave, told me I couldn't work with the gunnery sergeant anymore. No, you got to go work somewhere else. You better be glad I wasn't here. I'd have reduced you. And I thought this dude was cool. Without hearing my side of it. Same thing with the new staff sergeant. Without hearing my side of it. I'm a dirtbag. You know what they messed around and did? They sent me to non-commissioned officer school. That was the worst thing they could have did. See, you either gonna fly right or you're not gonna fly at all coming back from non-commissioned officer school. And one of the things, the rumors, the stereotypes that they have about Marines that go to non-commissioned officer school, when they come back, they hardcore Marines. Well, here's the thing. People say they want hardcore Marines. No, you don't. No, that's not the Marine that you really want. You don't want him. You don't want her. Because every time they can catch you slacking, they finna call it out. Hey, when the last time you shined them shoes? Hey, let me see your mustache. Yeah, that's not 1/8 of an inch off your lip. Come here, Marine. Yeah, your hair too long. You don't, that's not the Marine that you want. They come back quoting regs. Well, they didn't think I was gonna come back from non-commissioned officer school. I did. And I came back as that Marine. I came back as that Marine. Yep. And they couldn't cope because they wanted to do things a certain type of way. Nope, I came back quoting regs. I came back pointing at articles. Marine Corps manual, admin manual, legal. Oh no, it's right here. It's right here. Because see, we can't argue with black and white. If you're in the military, you know what the rank structure is, or at the very least, you know what your rank structure is. Well, Gunnery Sergeant Patterson tried to convince me that myself and Lance Corporal Waggle, you don't forget the names of the people you love, nor the people that F you over. You don't. Them names stand out for a reason. Well, Gunnery Sergeant Patterson tried to convince me that myself, Corporal E4, and Lance Corporal Waggle, E3, were the same rank. When it comes to the legal department, it's him, Lance Corporal Waggle, and me. That's what he said. Called me into his office, and I made sure I was standing at the position of attention when I walked in there. He said, relax. I stood at parade rest. It's real hard for somebody to say you threatening them when your hands are behind your back. Oh yeah, we gonna spin it back. He drew out the diagram on the paper. I said, no, Gunnery Sergeant, I apologize, but that's not the way the Marine Corps rank structure is set up. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, according to the Marine Corps structure, you have Gunnery Sergeant, Staff Sergeant, Sergeant, Corporal, Lance Corporal. Myself and that Lance Corporal will never be equals. That's not in the Marine Corps manual. That's not in the manual for court martial. That's not in the legal admin manual, and that's not in the admin manual. Now, with all due respect, if you can show it to me, that's fine. But if it's not there, then no, we're not equal. We never will be. Knowledge is a powerful thing when you possess it. It allows you to speak with strength. It allows you to speak with confidence. There's no fear when you know what you're talking about, and you don't care who you're talking to. I want to say that again. So if I'm 20-something years old, standing up to a senior staff non-commissioned officer who just screwed me over, and I'm doing that in the office with him, what make anybody think I'm afraid to speak to anybody else when I know what I'm talking about? Gunny didn't like that. Gunny went and talked to Captain Sims. Captain Sims went and spoke to the staff NCO, the one that didn't care for me before. Well, I sat there. They said they were going to work on something. For 2 weeks. Y'all remember the movie Malcolm X? Remember that scene in there where Denzel said, read the dictionary? Remember he said you read a word a day? Remember why he said that, to do that? Because he said when you understand the English language, when you know the English language, nobody will ever be able to use it against you. I sat back there for 2 weeks and I read the dictionary. Two weeks. 10 days. Webster's dictionary. Because he didn't want me reading anything else, magazines, touching anything in the legal department. So I read the dictionary. Staff sergeant called me to his desk. He said, Corporal Butler, we see what's going on. I apologize to you for what I said to you before. I should have got the full story. We're going to transfer you up out of here, though, because you don't deserve that. You're a good Marine. Captain wants to see you. Walked in Captain Sims' office. Said, Corporal Butler's sick. Sir, I'd rather stand. I want to apologize to you for what happened earlier. I didn't know what to do. I just got here. Sir, I don't want to hear that. With all due respect. You're a black man. You're a black officer. You stood there and you let them railroad me through office hours. And now that's stuck in my service record book. I'll be judged by that, regardless of what I go, where I go, what I do for the rest of my time in the Marine Corps. And you could have stopped it. And you did nothing. Nothing. You left me out to dry. Corporal Butler, if I can't do anything to make it right, I can at least transfer you up out. So I got transferred. Staff Sergeant Penn. White guy. Lance Corporal Jose. The three amigos, if you will. Lance Corporal Jose ran all the 6105 counselings. Staff Sergeant Penn did all the line of duty investigations. And he said, Corporal Butler, you are responsible for all of the court-martial and office hours. It's on you. It's on you, baby. It's on you. You, baby. Well, God is good. But you can see how problematic that is, though. You see how confusing that is? You see, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't think I'm 25 yet. That's a lot. That's a lot to go through for no reason. That's a lot to go through just because you told somebody, hey man, you can't give me them proficiency conduct marks. You can't give me two. That's all I said. You can't give 2929. Those are reduction pros and cons. You can't. That's what that is. I went through all that for that because I protested, because I complained, because I stood up for myself. I did say God is good, right? Right. Gunnery Sergeant Patterson needed help with a court-martial package. He came downstairs because someone had told him that if you want a court-martial package done right, you need to go down to H&HS 90. That's somebody had told him that. Somebody had told him that. Somebody had told him that. Squadron 901, 902, they was having problems with their court-martial packages, but H&HS 90, whoever was doing they legal special, whoever was doing their court-martial package, whoever was doing their court-martial package wasn't having no problem. Everything one and done. No corrections needed. Nothing needed to be sent. If that dude typed up your court-martial package, you was in trouble. Y'all like Theo. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, if that dude, because that dude took pride in him, because that dude never wanted anybody saying nothing to him. So before it went for a signature, he had then read it again, read it one more time, read it again just for safe measure. It wasn't gonna be no spelling errors, none of that. And the charge fit the crime. The charge fit the crime. It wasn't gonna be no made up charge. You either did it or you didn't. You either did it or you didn't. We weren't having no problem. Y'all seen it? Y'all remember that show Jag? Y'all don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like I'm the only one. That's a good show. That's a good show. I think it's still a good show to this day. So don't do that. I'm gonna see if it's on Netflix. But don't do that. Jag is a good show. Well, I was the one typing up the paperwork. When Harm would go in there and say it was me. It was me who had typed up that paperwork. It was me. I know you never saw him, but it was me. Well, Gunnery Sergeant Patterson came down to the squadron. Now, Staff Sergeant Penn set him up. He did, because Gunnery Sergeant Patterson said he needed help with a court-martial package. And Staff Sergeant Penn told him, "Oh, sure, no problem." Now, he turned around and he said, "Hey, Corporal Butler, Gunnery Sergeant Patterson is going to come down here. He need help with a court-martial package. You good? Make sure I'm good first." I said, "Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, no problem." He said, "Okay. I kind of figured you would." He said, "Now, he don't know you handle all the court-martial packages. He don't know that. So when he come down here, he coming to me." I said, "Okay." Lance Corporal Jose laughing his ass off. Gunnery Sergeant Patterson come down. Me and him at our desk like this. Y'all remember them IBM typewriters, Celestial 3? He sit down at Staff Sergeant Penn's desk. And Staff Sergeant Penn said, "Hey, Gunny, what's going on?" He said, I need, yeah, Gunny talk funny. Gunny talk funny, and Gunny talk funny, and Gunny looked like he couldn't. He just didn't look like he was helping. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, he asking Staff Sergeant Penn for help. Staff Sergeant Penn said, "Well, Gunny, I would love to help you." Said, "But I don't do the court-martial packages." And Gunny said, well, who does your court-martial packages? Because everybody's bragging about, well, Corporal Butler does the court-martial packages. When I say that thing was funny, boy, look, because you imagine the TV show when folks be looking down, and when somebody mention their name, they slowly look up like this right here. That was me. Gunny looked like he seen a ghost. He didn't have a tan, so just imagine what I just said. Because you know what folks say, when you see a ghost, you turn. Well, Gunny looked like he seen a ghost. That thing hurt. For him to have to sit down at my desk, the same chair that people would sit in when they was in trouble, he had to sit in that chair. Sit in that chair and ask me for help. You can do one or two things at that point. You can either grandstand or you can just help. Well, grandstanding wasn't gonna move the needle. No, what would move the needle was me helping. That shows who I am. But that's still confusing though. That sin ain't been righted. Get out of here, boy. Yeah. That sin ain't been righted. I haven't been healed from that. And as we look at the country that we live in today, who trying to make that right? And that's just the Marine Corps. That ain't got nothing to do with being a black father. What are the pitfalls of being a black father? What are your concerns as a black parent? Your child might walk out that door and your child don't come back for more than a few reasons. Who else got taught how to hold their hands when the police officer pull up? Who still do that? I don't know how if Black America is aware of interactions with police, then white America got to be aware too. I'm gonna use this analogy right here. When I go, if I get on the elevator and a woman is on the elevator, I go stand on the opposite side. I'm doing everything I can to make her feel safe in this closed environment. She don't know me, I'm a stranger. And I do this for any woman. I get on the elevator, I'm a guy, she's in the elevator. Hey ma'am, how you doing? Speak, don't be rude, don't be creepy, and just stand over there. If she in the corner already, I'm gonna stand right here. I want her to feel comfortable. Well, I don't understand, and that's me as a guy, grown ass man. I don't know how you be a police officer and be oblivious to how the black person is feeling when you engage them. You either don't care, because I'm not saying you don't know. I'm not saying you don't know. No, you don't care. Because if you know, how you not going above and beyond to make that interaction no differently than me making it going above and beyond to make an interaction with a woman, make her feel safe. How you not going above and beyond to make the black person feel safe? You know damn good and well what they know. That ain't never made no damn sense to me. So all this stuff, no. So what we got? Law enforcement, Marine Corps, black fatherhood. Damn, you better marry the female you had a child with. You playing Russian roulette with your finances if you don't. They got nothing to do with you being a good father. It don't. Cause what are you dealing with? You and the mother, y'all not in a relationship anymore. Okay, you not now y'all finna put the child between y'all. You already in the judicial system. They don't give two damns. Now the mother out here blasting, talking about you ain't this, you ain't that. And society is don't jump at what she say. So you ain't worth a damn in the military, and you ain't worth a damn as a black man, and you ain't worth a damn as a black father. Well, when are you worth a damn? When you pass away? Oh, my grandmother died like 10 years after my grandfather. My aunt died 2 years after she did. So let me see. And dad been gone. So who do I talk to for advice out here? If granddad was the father figure and he passed when I was 24, what who do I talk to? Who do I go get that manly advice from? I know I ain't the only one. Who helps me develop as a man? Who helps me develop as a husband? Who helps me develop as a father? Because you they not you still supposed to have a father figure around you into your 40s, 50s, like that no. Because generally speaking, what your dad is older than you by like what 20 years, 25. So we talking about everybody in my life being gone. I ain't even out my 30s yet. Who do you go to when you as a black male you want to be in your child's life, but there are issues with the child's mother? What who you talk to? No, for real. I know I ain't the only one. I'm not the only black male that's by and large been out here by themselves doing it since they were in their mid-20s. That's confusing as hell. That's problematic in and of itself. What's going on, Buck? What's going on? What's going on, Neville? Um, God and karma are one. Couldn't convince me of nothing else. Yeah, yeah, Jag. So what do you do? Buckmeister's here. I said on the show tonight, it's some things that you've seen since you've been living that somebody that's in their 20s and 30s ain't seen. But how do I build a relationship with the younger generation? How do I know? Like, cause I'm on the fly. Cause I ain't had the male that should have been there. He not there. He not. It's a lot of pitfalls to being a black man in America. We can't even say we get along with one another. We can't even say we looking out for one another. And I would love to say that we are, but I would be lying if I said that. It's problematic to see the struggles that your grandparents went through, and by and large, you see us getting ready to do them all over again. I'm glad Buckmeister is here because what I'm about to say, I saw Arnez J. Y'all know the comedian. The video that he posted, it ain't that old. It's a few days old, if I'm not mistaken. Said he don't like being called African American. I'm so damn sick and tired of that being said. What is it about being called an African American that you can't be proud like somebody that calls himself an Italian American? That pisses me off when somebody, I can't be called African. Why you can't be? Because what you finna do on St. Patrick's Day? Right. What you finna do on May 5th? But But you can't call yourself African American. You a color. The people you kick the bobo with don't even refer to themselves as a damn color. And the ones that do, they only doing it for one reason. Like Will Kane just calls himself white. But Will Kane family ain't originated from America. We know that because he white. Ain't nobody white from America. They know where they from. They celebrate it. They eat delicacies from where they from. Hell, you do too. You do. You could parlez-vous français all damn day long, but you can't Zosa Swahili nothing, huh? I'm not saying don't be proud to be called black, but don't turn your nose up at an African American or somebody from Africa. Stop going around saying most Africans don't like African Americans. You don't know most Africans. Now let me flip it. Stop saying most African Americans don't like Africans. You don't know most African Americans. You know who you know. Maybe you need to get up out your damn circle and go interact with some real ones. That's what I said. Maybe you need to get up out your circle and go interact with some real ones. Some real ones that's got some damn sense. Some real ones that see the brother in one another. Some real ones that see the sister in one another. Stop going around here going on some nonsense because that's what they want you to do. Sitting up here real hard talking about you don't like Africa, but you like T'Challa. That's an African superhero. That's an African superhero created by 2 German Americans. Let's play bank. Let's play big bank. That's an African super. That's not an African American superhero. No, that's not what that is. He's a black superhero. He is a black superhero, but he's an African superhero created by 2 white men, German Americans. That's what that is. That's what that is. That is what that is, and that's it proudly in their bio. Do you know why? Because they're proud of their heritage. They proud of their lineage. They want you to know, yeah, even though we were oppressed, we here now. We gave you this. We thought about y'all. We thought about our friends. We know what it's like to be oppressed. So since we got some stuff to represent us, I'm sorry, Jewish American, but since we got something to represent us, y'all need to have something to represent y'all. And I stand corrected because I don't want to be like, no, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Jewish Americans. My apologies to the Jack Kirby and Stan Lee family. I apologize. That's not what I meant. Jewish Americans. Well, that they proud to be Jewish Americans. That's in their bio. Jewish Americans. They proud. They weren't satisfied with just being limited to just a color. No. We're Jewish American. Yeah, we're proud of that. I don't know why I can't be. I get it. You ain't never sat foot over there in Africa. Who thought that is? You can get on the plane. You can bought a ticket. You done went somewhere on vacation. Why you ain't went over there? That's a fair question. You went to England. You went to Dubai. You went to France. You ain't go to Africa. You went to Ireland. You went to Australia. Amsterdam. But you ain't go to Africa? Mm. You'd have probably been to Italy too, huh? Just think about how that is that they got you as a black person, black man, to acknowledge all that, do all that, embrace all that, and how you feel about your brothers and sisters. Now, imagine you me and you see all that. What am I supposed to do? Nico want me to be his mentor. Man, go get the bag and focus on getting you a house and some land, some property. Damn all that other stuff. You want my advice? Because and you got to follow it. It's gonna be some distractions out there, but you got to follow it. Go get the bag. Go get the bag, and your goal should be going to get you some keys. Don't spend a whole bunch of money on no car. That car should be able to take you from point A to point B. No, 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 no. Go get you some land and go get you a house. There you go. There you go. But you gotta listen. And if I'm supposed to be your mentor, then you probably need to pray to God that I'm around long enough to do what I need to do to make sure you do what you need to do. Because it's hard out here. It's hard to say who for you and against you. But I told y'all before, if I had to do it all over again, I would choose being black. I would. If I had to join the Marine Corps all over again, I would. I absolutely would. It's hard, but it's not impossible. There are things that we have to do as a people that my grandparents did. And if you don't know what that is, then you probably need to go talk to your grandparents. Or at this stage in the game, if you in your 20s or 30s or something like that, it would probably be your great grandparents. Probably if you in your 20s. You need to go talk to them. If they still around today, it's a reason. It's a reason. You need to see what they went through. Because low key, you getting ready to go through it again. And if you're not gonna listen to me, that's fine. I ain't for everybody. I'm pretty sure there's somebody old enough you can talk to that you will listen to. But if we don't, I see why my grandfather watched the news a lot. I did. Well, you saw them roll back Roe versus Wade. You saw that. The eye test. The eye test. And you saw the ruling that they just came down with the Supreme Court. You saw that, where the president is exempt if he's acting in the capacity of the office. You saw that, right? Right. And you see all these black celebrities out here. What Waka Flocka just told us, hey, don't vote for Biden. Or you got Charlemagne saying, oh, I ain't gonna tell you what vote. You see all of this out here where they telling you who they not gonna vote for. Ain't none of them saying they not gonna vote for Trump. No, they telling you they're not gonna vote for Joe. You don't have too many telling you to vote for Joe, but you do have more than enough of us telling us to vote for Donald. Why do you think that is? Is it something you even want to risk? You did 4 years, we did 4 years before, and we're still trying to recover as a nation from that hate. Well, I'm in Florida. You see what they're doing with books. You see what they're doing with history, trying to rewrite history. You see what they're doing with books, throwing them out, telling you which books you can and can't read. Well, our ancestors went through that. They did. Go ask them. Go ask them. Uh, Noted and documented. We'll be getting keys to the contemporary house with 5 floors in the next 6 to 8 years. There you go. But I'm trying to get out there next year. If everything goes right, come on now. But keep up with these notes. My second house will be in some acres. This one, yeah. I'm working towards that. I'm working towards that. But yeah, they say if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them. Well, clearly, as a people, we ain't learned from our mistakes. We ain't. And those are the struggles of growing up being a black man in America. If I seem like I was all over the place, that's because as a black man in America, I have been all over the place emotionally. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want it. Some of it I could do without. It has shaped me as a man, though. And it's why I don't move. Um, I never would. I myself would like to visit Africa, but most want to visit the West Coast of Africa. Everything else is a decision in the process. Yep. It's the reason why I don't move. It's the reason why I'm stubborn. It's the reason why I say what I say and I mean it when I mean it. I done been through a lot, but I got a lot to show for it. And I'm not going back. And I'm not built to watch my people go back. I ain't built like that. So it is what it is. Buck is here. Recast T'Challa. Black Heroes Matter. Black Lives Matter. But it can't be just a saying. And it can't be a part-time job. It's got to be full-time. That's what it's like being a black man in America. It's full-time. Listen, thank y'all, man. I really needed to do this. I didn't mean to keep y'all up. Therapeutic for me. Hopefully it helps because you still see me standing here. You still see me sitting here with all them struggles, still here. And I don't necessarily want to say I'm jaded. I think I'm still optimistic. So see, even with all of those things, I'm still optimistic. That means stuff can be done. So Nico, take the advice I didn't take. Leave them girls alone. Go chase that bag. Go get you some keys to your house and your land. And Nico, I understand what you're saying about all them bedrooms, but you only getting that house for you. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me this morning. You definitely didn't have to do that. Listen, click like, share, subscribe, everything like that. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. Make sure we do that. But in memory of the late great Don Cornelius, as always, till next time, I wish each and every last one of y'all love, peace, and so I'm out.